The Honest Woodcutter. Once upon a time, in a cold village, there lived a woodcutter. He was very poor, but kind-hearted and honest to everyone. The woodcutter's most prized possession was his well-used iron axe. With this, he went to the mountains every day, diligently cut wood, and somehow managed to make a living. One day, while the woodcutter was deep in the forest by the bank of a river, cutting a large tree, a terrible thing happened. As he swung his axe with all his might, his hand slipped, and his precious iron axe plunged with a splash into the sparkling river. "Oh, what have I done? This is the end for me." The woodcutter peered into the river, but the axe had sunk to the bottom of the deep water, completely out of reach. Without his axe, the woodcutter couldn't work. If he couldn't work, he would have nothing to eat starting today. The woodcutter sat down on the spot and began to weep loudly. "Wah, wah." As the woodcutter continued to cry, a strange thing occurred. The river water began to bubble, enveloped in a dazzling light, and from within, a beautiful goddess appeared. The goddess calmly and gently asked, "Woodcutter, why are you grieving so?" The woodcutter was startled to see the goddess, but he honestly explained his predicament. "Goddess, I have dropped my only iron axe into the river. Without it, I can no longer work." The goddess smiled and then dove back into the river. After a while, the goddess reappeared. In her hand, she held a shimmering, dazzling golden axe. "Woodcutter, could it be that this is the axe you dropped?" The woodcutter stared intently at the golden axe, but shook his head and replied, "Goddess, that is not mine. Such a splendid, luxurious axe does not belong to a poor man like me." The goddess said, "I see," and once again dove into the river. The next time the goddess appeared, what she held in her hand was a gleaming silver axe. "Then, is this silver axe the one you dropped?" The woodcutter looked at the silver axe, but again honestly replied, "No, that is not it either. My axe is much older and more crudely made." The goddess nodded happily, and for the last time, she dove into the river. The third time the goddess appeared, she held the very same scratched-up iron axe that the woodcutter used every day. "Then, is this your axe?" Seeing it, the woodcutter cried out in a loud voice, as if remembering a forgotten treasure. "Yes, goddess, that's it. That is my precious axe." The goddess was deeply moved by the woodcutter's truthful words. "Woodcutter, you are truly honest. As a reward, I shall give you all 3 axes." With that, the goddess gave the gold axe, the silver axe, and the iron axe, all to the woodcutter. The woodcutter thanked the goddess over and over again and returned home joyfully with the 3 axes. He sold the axes for money and lived happily. Now, the story of this honest woodcutter quickly spread throughout the town. Among those who heard it was another very greedy woodcutter. This greedy woodcutter thought to himself, "All right, I'll go and get a golden axe too," and devised a wicked plan. The greedy woodcutter took his oldest iron axe and went to the river that the honest woodcutter had mentioned. After making sure no one was watching, he deliberately threw his axe into the river with an "Hey!" And then, mimicking the previous woodcutter, he began to cry out exaggeratedly, "Oh no, my precious axe!" Just then, the river water bubbled, and the goddess appeared just as before. "Woodcutter, why are you grieving so?" The greedy woodcutter felt his heart pound a little bit, but he answered with a trembling voice, "Goddess, what I dropped was an incredibly splendid golden axe. I can't work without it." The goddess looked curiously at the greedy woodcutter and then dove into the river. She then reappeared holding the glittering golden axe. "Was this golden axe the one you dropped?" The greedy woodcutter shouted at once, as if he had been waiting for this moment. "Yes, yes, goddess, that's it. That is the axe I dropped." At that instant, the goddess's face suddenly turned stern. "You liar! I know you only dropped an old iron axe." The goddess shouted at the greedy woodcutter with a furious face. "I cannot give an axe to a greedy liar. I will never appear to you again." The goddess, very angry, returned to the river, still holding the golden axe. She did not bring back the silver axe, nor the axe the greedy woodcutter had dropped. The greedy woodcutter was left alone on the riverbank and began to weep. Because he had lied and been greedy, he had even lost the axe he originally owned. The end.